Greetings, fellow truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. As you can see, we have moved on to the Western Star, and we are going to be taking a load of utility poles from San Diego, California to Dallas, Texas. It is a almost 1,500-mile ride. In point of fact, we are actually in Coronado, California at the moment. I do live in San Diego, and I crossed over the Coronado Bridge to get over here, so I have to imagine we're probably going to be crossing back over the Coronado Bridge to get back out of here again. So that's going to be kind of interesting. We were crossing over a big body of water, and I was just like, there's no big bodies of water. There's no river. There's no big rivers here in Southern California. Like, there's not a single big river that you would drive over a big bridge to get over, like in anywhere in Southern California that I can think of. So, you know, because it looks more like a river than it does like the San Diego Bay. But yeah, we crossed over, and then it said Coronado, and I was like, oh, Coronado? What? And then we crossed through the toll booth that leads into Coronado. That's, you know, it's been inactive for years, but they still have it there. Coronado, man. So yeah, there's a big naval installation, big naval air station here, and yeah, this actually does kind of look like Coronado. You actually do curve around on the street like this. You do head off into the Coronado main area like this until you get to the main road, and then if you continue down this road and take a left and go all the way to the water, you'll find Hotel del Coronado, which a lot of people call Hotel Del. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to actually see real-world areas that I am familiar with being represented in a video game. In reality, well, yeah, I guess this is kind of I mean, obviously they have to scale it down some. The only way you can turn around to leave the island and get back out of here without risking hitting somebody is to actually come up to the light, turn left, and turn left again, and then you go back over the bridge. There are other smaller roads where you can turn, but generally traffic going back that way is, because it's all one-way street. Like, this is a one-way street, and then the way going back is a one-way street. Because it leads back to the road leading back to the bridge, which takes you back to the mainland or whatever. You can try to make the left turn going back the way we're going now. There's like realistically, you look at the road that we're on, and then the next road to the left, there's actually several more streets in between there that's not represented here, which, you know, makes sense. It's a video game. They're not going to go through and do a street by street, you know, thing. But yeah, kind of cool. But if you try to make a left turn out of those without the benefit of the light, usually there's so much traffic just continually going off the island during certain parts of the day that you're just, it's kind of dumb to even try to make a left turn there. So most of the time, you're just going to go up to the light. You're just going to go all the way up to the light, take a left, and then follow the traffic back out again. If you made a mistake and came on the island, or there's a couple of places. There's a couple of places that you can kind of go to that's right next to the water. It's like a bayfront area that you can go to as soon as you exit the island. As soon as you exit the bridge coming to the island, you hang a right, and there's a couple of roads that lead to like a bayfront area where there's like a sidewalk right next to the water and stuff. You can go over there. But then to get back out, you have to do the whole loop, or you risk just trying to force yourself into traffic and hope that you find a gap and nobody hits you. Kind of interesting to just see this area represented here in the game. But yeah. So yeah, those of you who, I know I'm saying yeah a lot, I'm sorry. For those of you who are new to our series, the purpose of what we're trying to get done is we're trying to buy one of every truck, and obviously the garage space that we need to get each one of those trucks. And then after that, we'll kind of figure out what we're doing. Today's trip has 1,400 miles in it, and I generally try not to do more than about 300 or 400 miles in an episode. So obviously, this trip is going to be split up into several different episodes because we're just, well, I don't know. It just kind of depends. I try not to do more than about 30 minutes worth of recording per game that I play, just because I have other games that I play, and then I have other things that I need to get done during the day too. So I can't sit here all day just recording, as much as I would love to be able to do that, until my channel grows to the point where I'm actually able to make decent money off of this. And, you know, oh, here we are. Coronado Bridge. Probably the most recognizable landmark in San Diego. The Coronado Bridge crosses from San Diego, from close to downtown San Diego, as you can see over there, crosses over to Coronado, and leads you to the Naval Air Station, NAB Coronado, Naval Air Base, I think, NAB Coronado, and then Hotel del California, or all of the different little touristy things that are around over in Coronado back there. So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, I try not to do more than I have things to do during the day, and I already spent half my day doing a shift for the thing that lets me live where I'm living, and then I'm doing this now, which takes a couple of hours, and then the rest of the day I have to have time to do things. So I try not to do more than about a half hour of actual recording. Then I have to do video editing, and then I have to publish it. There's time limits on things. I can't just sit here and do 1,500 miles worth of driving all in one sitting. That's a lot. But it kind of depends. It's not necessarily. Ooh. Are we going? I think we're going straight. And that's actually a very accurate thing. It does cut down to one lane here, and you have one lane to turn to the right. I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've gone to Coronado. Even though I live here, I just don't travel there very much. So what was I saying? Oh, it mostly just depends on if we get a lot of freeway driving. It seemed from the route that I saw that we're probably just going to get on the 8, which merges with the 10, and then the 10 is just going to take us all the way to Dallas. So we'll probably just be on the same road, the same 2 roads for most of this trip. Sorry, the wet roads, and this is a brand new. Well, I say it's a brand new truck. I always buy used when I do this because I don't want to spend the money on the brand new truck, and I haven't repaired it. That's one thing, and then the other thing is that because it's a used truck, it probably has the crappy tires on it, so our grip is going to be even worse than it normally is when it's wet like this. So unfortunately, the information panel on here is just a little bit MPG. I want to see how long we have until our fuel goes away, though. I hear a train. Very nice. So yeah, doesn't look like it's going to give me distance to empty. That kind of sucks. So I need to turn right here. I'm sitting here trying to screw with my information pane, and I'm only halfway paying attention to actually driving right now. That's not smart, but kind of how it works. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of stuck with the... I don't really care about the information on this pane. I don't really care about the information on this pane either. I guess, yeah, we'll just put the speedo on here then. Just have to keep an eye on that fuel tank, make sure we don't run out of fuel. But yeah, 55 all the way through California. We are now on the 8 East. The 8 East goes all the way out and merges with the 10 East, or it merges with Interstate 10. I'm pretty sure you're still in California when that happens. I think you passed El Centro. You pass by El Centro. It merges with the 10 a little while before you hop into Nevada or Arizona. I think we're far enough south that it's Arizona. It's been a while. I've driven the Interstate 10 4 times in my life from one coast to the other, just because the military just had me go back and forth across the country. And I had a vehicle, so. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate you just cutting in front of me like that. I have to say it's fairly realistic, though. Drivers are assholes. That's the way that goes. So anyways, like I was saying, it's less about, covering a certain amount of distance every episode. It's mostly just trying to get around the 25 to 30 minutes of recording time. And then I'll edit out any silences or anything that we have like that. We'll go ahead and get ourselves an exterior view of what's going on right now. It's the first chance I've really had. I try not to do that kind of stuff when it's wet outside, because it's hard enough to drive. That building set right there actually looks familiar to me. There actually is a building complex very similar to that as you're leaving San Diego, heading towards El Cajon and all that stuff. We're going up there, but they compress a lot of it. So right now we're going up the big hill that's past Alpine and all of that stuff, heading down the mountain into the El Centro Valley area. So I actually had my RV stored up this way for about a year when I was living down in Rosarito. There's up in the mountains in this general area that's being represented here. There's a pretty inexpensive for California storage lot where I was able to store my trailer for a year and a half, I think, something like that. So that was convenient to have. Crestwood Road and Live Oak Springs. I think those are actually real roads out here. I do believe that the developers went through and did a full pass back through California to try to make it a little bit more representative of what the California area looks like, and the roads and all that stuff. But yeah, you go up through a big pass like this, And just as you pass the pass, there is a storage lot off the road. I don't think it's on Crestwood though. They probably didn't do the road that it actually goes to. If we find a convenient repair shop along the way, we'll probably go ahead and stop and get that fixed, because I bought the truck with a little bit of wear and tear on it, and I don't think we had a chance to stop and get that fixed before moving on. Because unfortunately, when I bought this truck, we were in Austin, Texas, and for whatever reason, it just insisted on sending me back to San Diego when I bought the truck. Even though I placed the truck in the truck that I was going to drive in the garage in Austin, as soon as I took control of it, sent you back to San Diego. I was like, ugh. You guys are killing me. But that's fine. We're going to do this load. We're going to drive all the way back out to Texas again in one load. And then we're going to make ourselves a cool 60 grand doing it, which, you know, compared to the $71 per mile that some of the higher paying loads were doing, you know, those were a lot shorter as well. So we're getting a lot of driving in, and preferably a lot of freeway driving in. We have to slow down to 35. I wish the cruise control indicator on this was a little bit bigger, because I can't really see it very well. But yeah, this is an accurate thing that you have to deal with coming out of the high desert in California. You go down a very steep mountain grade, and you have to be kind of careful. You have to slow down. If you're in a car, it's not bad, but if you're in a truck and you're towing anything, like if I had to take my trailer down this, I'd be a little bit nervous going down it, just because it is pretty steep for an interstate. So we're gonna get down here, and then we will be in the El Centro Valley area. I don't know if they call it the El Centro Valley. I'm just calling it the El Centro Valley because it's where El Centro is. All right, I'm gonna bump it up 5 miles an hour because this is just excruciatingly slow. So I want to get down this hill and out to the farmlands. All right, I'm going to pull out into a third-person view and do my best to stay in my lane as we're coming out into... Oh! That was... You see what I'm saying? Like, the stuff that irritates me. Of course, everything's fine until I go into third-person view, and then all of a sudden traffic just wants to randomly stop in front of me. Everybody's trying to cost me money. Cruise control is set to 55. Greyhound bus is finally getting off his butt and starting to press the gas pedal. I'm trying to give you guys a decent view here, but of course the game is like, nope, you're going to sit there and be inside your truck. You can't do anything else. You got to be inside your truck. Be bored. Be bored out of your mind. Nothing else to do. Just sit in your truck. And then there is a solar farm out here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, this is a solar farm. I wasn't sure if this was a solar farm or if they were trying to make this something else, but yeah, there's a big solar farm out here. This is accurate to driving down the 8 into El Centro. And this is El Centro right here. We'll pass through this, and then at some point we'll meet up with the 10, and then the 10 will take us all the way. Fortunately, I don't see a wrench with any of that gas over there. We're not hurting for gas yet, so I am not going to take the time to stop there. We don't really need it. So we're just breeze through El Centro. If this Mr. Mustang here will get off his butt and go. Thank you. You felt the need to pull out in front of me and then took your sweet time accelerating up to whatever speed it was you were trying to get to. I'd appreciate it if you just go and get out of my way, because we have a long way to go and a short time to get there. We have 54 hours. So that's more than 2 days to get over there. And obviously, you know, 1,500 miles, you're not going to do that all in one daylight session, so we're definitely going to have to stop at some point and sleep and back into the daytime, because driving at night is pretty boring, and it's even more boring if you're not actually driving the truck. So those of you watching right now are probably not going to be that interested in sitting here and watching me drive, squinting into the dark. That's not fun. That's just not fun. I think we'll hop out of the cab here in a second as we crest this hill over here in the desert. I just saw a plane. I saw a plane fly behind the hill. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm trying to look around and drive at the same time. So yeah, there's a lot of dunes out here. People will come out here with their sand rails and stuff like that and just have at it in the dunes. Never done it myself, but It's definitely a popular sport out here in Southern California. Southeastern California. So we're already 17 minutes into the video, and we've covered about, what, 200 miles, something like that? So yeah, we're heading into Yuma, which is technically in Arizona. It's right there on the border, though. So there is a Marine Corps. Pretty sure I think it's an air station. I think it's MCAS Yuma. Marine Corps. There's a Marine Corps air station out here. I don't remember what aircraft they fly specifically out here. I'm sure that they have the helicopters out here, and I'm sure that they have F-18s probably, because there is usually a Marine F-18 squadron on carriers for close air support for troops and stuff like that. But I would have to look it up to tell you for sure. We are crossing over the river that brings us into Arizona, so we are now in Arizona. You can see the speed limit has jumped up to 65 now. So, welcome to Yuma. I have been here many, many times on band trips, because if you're new to the channel, you've never seen me before, I spent 11 years of my life as a Marine Corps musician. And we came out to Yuma a lot. I was stationed in 29 Palms, California, MCAS Miramar, and MCRD San Diego. And all three of those bands go out to Yuma to do ceremonies out there. We passed by a wrench. I was too busy yapping and didn't even notice it. So yeah. Anytime somebody's going to retire, we have to. The band goes out there if the band is available. They go out there and do a retirement ceremony, or if there's a change of command, there's a ceremony for that. The band comes out there and participates in that, and there's just like all different kinds of stuff that you do. But yeah, I've been to Yuma quite a few times, and over the course of the career, the half of a career that I did there. Had a medical issue pop up halfway through, and I had to get out. But yeah, I've been to Yuma quite a lot. Mostly it was 29 Palms that did a lot of the Yuma stuff because we were kind of close. But after I left 29 Palms, a few years after I left 29 Palms, they ended up decommissioning that band along with another one on the East Coast. I don't remember what East Coast, or I think it was Albany. I think it might have been the Albany, Georgia band. They decommissioned a couple of bands back in the Obama era, I think, because they were trying to cut down on money. So there were 12, and I believe now there's just 10. And about 1,200 miles left to go, and about 10 minutes left in the recording, so should be able to get down to under 1,000 miles, I would imagine. That'll get us a good 400-ish miles done, especially if we're going to be on the 10 the entire way. We're going to be doing 75 pretty much the entire way, except when we're passing through towns and stuff. So you can cover quite a bit of difference doing 75 miles an hour. Now, the first thing, obviously, this truck is, well, I don't know. We're going to have to visit the mechanic and find out what parts it has, because I wasn't really paying attention to that when I bought it. When you buy the used trucks, you can actually get pretty decent deals, and it might actually come with some pretty decent equipment on it, depending on, how lucky you get with the roll of the dice and what condition it's in and things like that. So when we get a chance to stop and go check out the mechanic, A, we'll repair anything that's bad. B, we'll switch out the tires to make sure that we have control. And then C, we'll check and see if we can maybe upgrade the sleeper, because right now we're in a day cab, and we don't have enough money for the sleeper. We're not going to be able to get a sleeper until we finish this job, and even then, the sleeper is probably going to cost, I don't even know. I don't even know how much the sleeper is going to cost for this. We'll have to go find out. I tell you what, the road's super bumpy. Not exactly, I'm glad we're not actually sitting in the truck right now, because, man, that is a bumpy road. Welcome to the Arizona desert. Very nice view out the sides here. Massive power lines on our left side as we run off the road. I'm trying to pay more attention to driving than I am admiring the scenery, because, we can't afford to crash. We can't really afford to crash. I don't have the money for a massive repair bill. We're already at, we're already almost 10% damage right now, and I need to fix that ASAP. Once we get this load done, we'll have enough money to, repair everything, maybe do an upgrade or two. I generally try to do the engine upgrade first, but it feels kind of weird driving around in a freaking day cab like this. So, that's not realistic. So hopefully, you know, by the time we get out to Texas, especially because it'll be a couple of days to do that, so hopefully our minions over there will get a bunch of loads in, get us up to $20,000 or $30,000 before we even drop off the load, and then we turn in this $60,000 load, and we're able. Oh, are we getting into some grass? Oh, where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Getting into some grass over here. Not sure what's going on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you guys a view while staying on the road. Interesting trees and stuff over here. No, speed limit's still 75. It's just random slowdowns. Oh, nope. No, you don't. But, yeah, we're going to have to start looking for a place to pull over here pretty soon. It would be really nice if the next place we find to pull over is an area that has a garage, because I would love... As a matter of... Before we do all that, though, let's get onto a straightaway here. I need to fix my mirrors because I completely forgot to do that before we got started with this new truck. Nope, not that. Yeah, there we go. So we are looking for vehicle adjustments. No, not the mirrors. We're looking for adjusting the mirrors. There we go. So the left mirror, we're going to move it over a little bit more. I don't necessarily need... I don't set my stuff up to where I can see the actual load. I like to be just a little bit off to the left of that. And then for the left convex, I put it all the way to the left and then all the way down, or not all the way down, but down for, like, you don't need to see the sky behind you. So having it down a reasonable, well, yeah, basically all the way left and down, that gets us pretty good. And then this goes all the way until I can just barely see the trailer. And this one also goes all the way down and to the right. Because you don't need to see the sky. You need to see as much next to your truck as you can. So ideally, that's going to give us a good thing. The other thing is I had to adjust my seating position, and I also had to pull my FOV back quite a fair bit to be able to see my mirror there without having to turn the UI mirror on, which honestly is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So yeah, we're just going to be on the lookout for a place to pull over reasonably soon, because we are almost out of time for the day. There's an exit here, but there's just no way to know where it's going to take us. So I don't really want to. I really want to pull off. I mean, I guess we can just hop into here and look at the map, right? What's coming up here pretty soon? Is there anything coming up soon? All right. Well, there's a gas station up here. We're gonna go ahead and stop there. Yeah, Tucson. I mean, maybe we can make it to the Tucson. Maybe we can make it to Tucson. If we can make it to Tucson, that garage is actually pretty close to the freeway. We could pull off, get our repairs and stuff done. It just depends on how long it's actually going to take us to get to Tucson, because the map is saying that we have to go through, we have to drive through this area here, and then I don't remember how to change the map information. So we're going to be on here like this for a while. I think we can just leave this map in top down view. That'll at least give us an idea. Yeah, we have to get all the way. We would have to get all the way down to Tucson before the end of the episode if we wanted to get that done right now, which is feasible, I guess. I mean, we got another minute probably until we hit that gas station. Probably another 2 or 3 minutes after that before we get to Tucson. I guess I could push it a few minutes just so we can get to looking at some stuff. Yep, not too much in the way of terrain happening right now. Everything from here all the way through a significant portion of Texas is just going to be a lot of desert, because there's a lot of desert. 65 miles an hour speed limit as we move into, I mean, this is still we just merged with the 10. There you go. I told you. 8 merges with the 10. I guess it was all the way inside Arizona when that happens. I couldn't remember. It's been a very long time since I've done it. So yeah, we just follow the 10 down to, I mean, we didn't even get a chance to go to that gas station anyway. Pop it back up to 75. Hopefully the truck has the power to just kind of do that. Get over to the right lane. And then we're going to keep a lookout for the exit that's going to take us to the repair. And at 7,000 now, we should have plenty to at least get the repairs done. And ideally, we'll have enough to get the purchase done for our tires. So that way we have a little bit better control on the road. Won't really be able to do anything else after that. But at least we'll get into Tucson today. So that's good. Cover this last little bit of distance with the mountains there on the right side. Not a fan of the whatever that is in my viewport there. We'll take a look at that and see if that's something that we can remove, because it's pretty annoying, that big ridiculous thing in the middle there. I don't know what it is, but it needs to go away. So we'll go ahead and put the map back to like that. Oops, nope. Put the map back like that. Or maybe we'll put it like that, so that, because I want to make sure we don't miss the exit for the I want to make sure we don't miss the exit for the repair shop, because it's coming up pretty fast now, I think. So we got to get around this bend here, bend back down to the right, another bend to the left, and then we get over here. We're not trying to exit the freeway yet. I'm actually going to try to start passing these people because they're driving real slow. And we're going to do a little bit of speeding right now just because, you know, we need to hurry up and get past this part. Okay, so I do need to get back down into this view so I can see the roads and stuff that I need to exit from. Got a little bit longer to go, and then hopefully, it looks like the interstate here is just going to curve to the left and start heading back towards actual east again. All right, yep, 10 east to El Paso. We just follow this. I'm going to slow down a little bit because it's getting the turn here seems like it's pretty sharp. And oh, that's our exit right there. So we need to exit here and head over to the shop to our right. And we're just, I was gonna go right because it seemed like, oh, damn it. I hate it when you get stuck going to a complete stop. Because the automatic, yeah, that's why, that right there is why we need to get the repairs done. Because the automatic transmission on this thing is just, in this game, is just really kind of punishing when if you stop too much. If you come to a complete stop or you slow down too much, it has a hard time like picking the gear that's going to make it to where you actually get somewhere a little bit more quickly. But we have made it to the shop here. Let's go ahead, hop into that, and find out what we can do. We'll try to get this knocked out as quick as we can, and then call it a day. So service, we are going to get the service recommendation, do it like that. So now, oh, that transmission is just, ugh. Okay, well, once we get around to the place where we can actually do our transmission. So how much do we need for this? To do that, we're gonna need about 30 grand. To do the big one, we need 42 grand. I mean, I think that's probably what we're gonna do as soon as we're ready, because driving around in a day cab is kind of dumb. Let's cancel that. At the very least, I would like to swap out the, oh, we have the good tires. Never mind, we have the good tires already. Well, if that's the case, then that's going to go ahead and be it for today. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. Also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you prefer to go that route. So again, thank you very much for your time. Be sure to come back for the continuation of our load tomorrow, and I'll see you then.